I'm Megan.
I'm Kate. And this is Cooking with the Bells. All right, so today I thought we would just do a plain sweet tea, just traditional Southern sweet tea.
Well, we are in the Texas and in the South, and that's how we like our tea.
So all I have here is I use the family-sized tea bags to make it really concentrated, and I use decaffeinated because we drink this at all hours of the day. And I just did a cup of boiling water and let that sit. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a tablespoon of our simple syrup. We've used it in several episodes. You can get the recipe on our website if you need it. And then pour in, I just top it off. It'll be about a cup of water. And the exact measurements for not only a pint-sized jar, but also for a gallon will be listed down below to take you over to our website.
But of course, as per usual, this is to your own preference. You can do a half sweet, half unsweet tea and mix them. You can just put a little bit of simple syrup in. You can put the whole tablespoon, depending on how sweet you like your tea.
Very true. I just like using simple syrup because I don't have to worry about getting the sugar dissolved, which is, you either have grainy sweet tea or it happens to work out sometimes, but I feel like it's never consistent.
Right. That's what I hate about getting unsweet tea at restaurants, when they just bring you the sugar packets.
Yeah.
So this fixes all of that.
Yeah. All right. Easy peasy once you have a syrup.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Perfect.
I love it. And I will say, we might be in the South, but we don't drink the syrupy sweet tea that you tend to get at restaurants that claim they have Southern sweet tea. So if that's what you like, you're definitely going to want to use more simple syrup.
But given that it is simple syrup, you can always add more.
Exactly. But yeah. So what are we cooking today?
We are making smoked wings, and we're doing it on our grill.
Ooh, that's exciting. I know the offset smoker sometimes is a lot.
It is. It can be kind of bulky to get out, get everything going, maintaining the temperature. So we just have our small charcoal Weber grill today, and we're going to use that and make some great wings.
Perfect. Let's get to it then, I guess.
So Kate's going to show us how to cut this little wing here to make it more uniform.
Yeah, for sure. So on your wings, you have your tip, and then I've always been told this part's called your flap, and then this little bit is your drummy. And I was always taught to do this, and this is how I see a lot of people do it even online when I'm looking at new recipes, just because the tip doesn't have a lot of meat, tends to burn, and it also makes a really good stock. So just throw all those tips in a bag, make a good chicken stock. And then you're not trying to you can pull the flats off when they get done because the drummies are just a little thicker.
That makes sense.
That kind of stuff. So that's just, that's what I've been taught. And it's really easy. So you just see, you can see your joints. And this part of the wing is usually pretty easy to just cut through because of the cartilage. Just like that. And then I usually have to sit here and kind of saw at the skin a little bit, but
that came off actually really easy.
Yeah, it's the bone itself is really thin. There's just a lot of cartilage. So once you crack that initial part of the bone, it's usually not bad. And then whenever I do this part of the wing, so your joint knuckle is right here. And I usually just go to the side of the joint itself to go through the bone. Not that side. Let me go to the right side. And then it's just a lot of downward force, and then a little crack. And once you get that done, again, it's just getting through chicken skin. There it goes. And then you have your drum, your flap, and a little beautiful tip. So it's really easy, and then it'll cook a little more uniform. Of course, if you just want to throw them in the grill hole, you can. It's not a huge deal. So,
but this way you have some tips to make your chicken stock with.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
And you can mix it with all the things.
All right. So,
what you do, seasonings. Listen, we only have so many cameras to work with.
So what we're going to do here is kind of get it's going to be like a dry rub, but we're also putting a little olive oil with it to where your skins get a little bit crispy while they're on the grill. So we have olive oil, pepper, onion, garlic, which we don't necessarily need, but I did use a garlic salt with it, so we'll probably want a little bit more garlic that doesn't have the salt flavor with it. But I like using this garlic salt to where we don't have to use salt, but it also has like roughly chopped parsley in it, which adds like a little extra to me.
Yeah,
but
no, I like that.
Use whatever seasonings you want, of course. So initially, I'm just going to take my olive oil, give it a good drizzle, just so that our seasonings stick and we have the skin crispy aspect. So I'm just going to give them a little turn in here to where they all get. Now, these wings are, of course, raw. We have already got them nice and made into the drums and the flats. They're still a little wet. We didn't pat dry or anything like that, just so that the seasonings hold more. We don't have to use as much olive oil. Yeah. So we're just kind of eyeballing these today, but it, of course, is up to your preference. I'm going to say we use about half a teaspoon of pepper. And this is kind of a coarse ground, so we're not, probably wouldn't use as much of it as we would if it was like a fine. We have an onion powder.
Oh no,
Kate is going to open for us.
I forgot to open it. That's on me.
Organic garlic. Now, I am kind of heavy on the garlic. I like a lot of garlic, obviously, since I have two types of garlic out here. So if you're not a huge fan of garlic, or if you're a vampire, maybe don't use. So, gently shake. I don't want to put too much because, like I said, it is salty. But I do want that nice garlic, salt, parsley flavor.
Gotcha.
Thank you. And a little onion. So, of course, depending on how many wings you're seasoning and that kind of thing, it's going to depend on how much you're going to want to use. You can also just get in here with your hands and rub them down because, it's a rub. But given that we are cooking outside, I like to use utensils or gloves or something just because I'm not huge on touching raw meat.
Which is fair, because the minute you touch the meat, anything you touch is gonna
get
contaminated. So even with Clorox wipes, the minute it happens, it's like a huge cleanup process.
Exactly. And I also just don't like feeling raw meat.
Yeah.
It's just a personal preference thing to me. So
that is fair.
We gave these a good rub. Now you can also do like a marinade and let them sit overnight in something or whatever you want to use. There's a couple like different marinades in a bag at the store that you can buy. But because we are making this like day of and we're doing the dry rub and that kind of thing, and because we're gonna like baste them in barbecue sauce later, we are just doing this. No marinating overnight.
Yeah. Keep it simple, keep it easy. You don't have to really think ahead, which I know is always my worst thing. Is like, oh yeah, I was going to make that today. That should have been in the fridge in a marinade last night.
Exactly. And if you're doing this as like a Super Bowl party food or something like that, you don't want to prep it the day before on like a Saturday when you have other appetizers and that kind of thing to prep, and you gotta get your house clean for the party and all that kind of stuff. So that's what we're doing. Now we have these ready to go on our grill.
Yay! All right, let's go.
So we have our charcoal grill here. We built our heat source and our flame is going this way. So we're just putting our wings towards the outside here because you don't want them directly on top of the flame. Otherwise your skin will not be crispy, it will be burnt. Yeah. So we are putting these over here, heat side down. We also have a little pan of water here. We're just using one that we don't care about that can be reused for this or thrown away. It has water in it to kind of create more steam to keep everything moist. That way it gets cooked, but we don't have dry wings.
And then we just we always use a chimney starter to light our hard lumpwood charcoal. And then once we did that, we just threw some cherry wood on it to give it a good smoke flavor. This time we didn't pre-soak our wood, which is why you kind of see the flames licking, because we do want these done faster than if we were to pull out the smoker and stuff, but we still want to get that good smoke flavor from the cherry wood.
We know that if y'all are doing this and it's time for the game, y'all are trying to get this done quick. Get inside for the game. So we have our cherry wood. That way that's what's going to create that smoke flavor without the smoker. And we got the last one on, so we're going to close our grill up. Yeah. You're going to want to check on these every about, I'd say 20 minutes, just in case you need to flip or see you need to move any of your wings around. That way everything's getting uniformly cooked. But it should take about 75 to 90 minutes, depending on where we can keep our temperature.
Remember, the hotter your grill, the faster things are going to cook. So if you aren't keeping it in that 250, low 300 range, which is what we're aiming for, you're going to cook a lot faster than what we're going to cook.
Right, and vice versa. If you are cooking at a lower temperature, like 225 and below, it is going to take a lot longer. So just be mindful of your temperatures.
Okay. We'll see y'all back when they're done. We're back with our smoked chicken wings, and I have to say, look gorgeous. I love that smoke color you get on meat.
Look at these lines.
It's so. Oh, can I dig in yet?
Yeah, let's do it. I'll just take this one that I already grabbed.
You know what I think would be really great? Make these the day before. And sauce of choice. Baste it in that sauce and then throw it in the oven so that sauce caramelizes a little bit.
Yes, some sweet barbecue sauce.
Also, the skin crunched under my teeth.
It did. It's perfect. It's moist on the inside. It has a little bit of chewiness to the skin, but not overly chewy. Has just that nice amount of crisp, but not burnt. This color is gorgeous.
And I feel like the cherry wood gave it a gorgeous smoke flavor. So it tastes it's so good, but also the seasonings are simple enough that you could pair this with any of your favorite sauces.
Oh yeah. 100%. Any of your honestly, you might not even need sauce. They're that good.
They're that moist.
That's very true.
So good.
Well,
I think that's it for today. So there you have it. smoked chicken wings and sweet tea. If you liked this video, please make sure you hit the like button down below.
And if you want to see more from us, hit the subscribe. And if you're already subscribed to us, thank you so much.
Like always, our recipes will be linked for you down below.
All right, well, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.